fire is mostly extinguished. They did find the remains of a person inside of one of the structures, currently unidentified. That's going to be, there's going to be a post-mortem examination at the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner. They will determine positive identity and, of course, the cause and manner of death. As far as the officers involved that were injured, there was a total of 9 officers who were taken to the hospital for various injuries, all members of the tactical team. I'm going to turn it over to the Deputy Chief of North Haven PD, and he's going to give you a little update on the officers.
So the 9 officers that were injured, all of them are still hospitalized at this point in time. The team that was handling this incident is the South Central Regional SWAT team. It is made up of 6 communities. We have 5 East Haven officers that are currently still hospitalized. We have 3 North Haven officers that are currently hospitalized, and an officer from Brantford. They all did suffer injuries. They were consistent with the blast or an explosion. They all are hopefully, we don't have a status of when they're going to be released, but this impacted not only the North Haven Police Department, not only our community, but this is a far-reaching incident to the other communities that serve the South Central region. And those communities are North Haven, East Haven, North Brantford, Madison, and Guilford. It was a multi-agency response on the initial call for assistance. We want to thank our other regional partners, Hamden PD, obviously the Connecticut State Police, New Haven PD, who provided vital initial manpower and resources, working collaboratively. We came to the conclusion of where we are today, but we're hoping for the recovery of the officers. We appreciate the community's support and the residents of North Haven in this area who had a long night. We do appreciate it. At this time, I'll pass it off to Chief Janishevsky to talk on the fire side of the incident.
North Haven Fire Department was involved with this incident right from the onset upon receiving notification from our dispatch center. Fortunately, we had apparatus and resources in place ahead of time to effectively manage the incident. At this time, we continue to extinguish the fire, as was reported to you previously. The utilities in the area will remain affected for the foreseeable future, expecting to be on within the next few hours. In addition, traffic will be impacted for the next few hours as well. The Montauk Firehouse, which we're standing in front of now, remains accessible to all North Haven residents should they need to have an area of refuge. And again, we also appreciate our regional partners. Multiple agencies responded, both in terms of controlling the scene, which was unfolding very rapidly, and in terms of providing town coverage to respond to other simultaneous incidents. Thank you. There's some, as you've probably seen from some aerial footage, I know it's out on the news, there's a number of structures that are in the back that we're working to extinguish at this time.
So behind the barn, there's other buildings back there?
There's multiple structures and other items, yeah.
Do they belong to the same homeowner, those structures?
That I don't know.
Do we know the condition of the woman who was inside the house?
Yeah, that's part of the investigation. North Haven obviously was called to the scene yesterday afternoon. They initiated this investigation, which led us to where we are right now, to where we are today. So as they continue to investigate not only the scene itself, which obviously is a very big piece of it right now, they are investigating that original complaint also.
How did this explosion happen?
We have the Connecticut State Police Fire and Explosion Investigation Unit is here on scene. One of the things they do is investigate the cause and origin of fires. So that's one of the pieces of this investigation, is to determine how this fire started, where this explosion started.
Trooper Grant, was the woman who came and reported this domestic disturbance to the North Haven Police Department, was that the man's wife who's in there?
That I couldn't answer for you.
Yeah, this incident stemmed from a domestic violence investigation. Yes, you're correct.
So she was the one who reported this?
Yes.
So she was able to escape the house?
I'm not going to go into the details on how it unfolded. What I can tell you is that our detectives began an investigation yesterday afternoon, and as it progressed, we determined there was a need for the SWAT team, and then that transitioned into a barricaded subject. But she was not, just to clarify, She was not in the home at the time of this incident. She was not. I know there were some other reports out there that this was a hostage situation. No, she was not in the residence. This was a lone subject in a barricaded situation.
Can you say what she is?
Something happening for 3 days. What exactly was happening for 3 days prior?
So as this investigation continues, that's the information that they're going to gather. So again, this is the biggest piece that we're seeing right now. What happened prior to this is what they're going to put together. So basically, this is like a puzzle. You're going to take all these little pieces. You're going to speak to victims. You're going to speak to witnesses. You're going to speak to any potential witnesses. And you're going to put all of this together along with the evidence to come to one conclusion.
What about the
It's safe to say that you're no longer looking for that suspect.
Nope, because we don't have an identity. So once we have a positive identity on the remains, then we can go from there.
But you're no longer looking for anybody at this time.
We don't know. We don't have a positive identity. Once we have a positive identity on the remains, then we can take it further at that point. But right now we need to identify.
What should they be worried about their safety if someone's out there?
They obviously, at any point in time, you need to be aware of your situation, aware of what's going on around you. We always talk about see something, say something. We always talk about situational awareness. So always be aware of your surroundings. Always know if something is out of place, if it looks out of place. This is your neighborhood. This is your community. You know what belongs here, who belongs here, and who doesn't. So we always remind people to remain vigilant.
If the suspect's name, and if not, when will you be able to release?
As the investigation continues, we will get more information out. Again, we need to make an identification on the remains that were located, and once we do that, more information can come out.
Any prior incidents with this couple?
That I don't know. There's several structures and vehicles that are on the property right now that have been damaged by the fire. So again, as the investigation continues, we're going to be able to get some more information.
Have you ever been called to this house before? Has there any been issues with this couple?
Don't know. So again, part of the investigation. You know, they're going to look back at records. They're going to look back at 911. They're going to look back. They're going to see if they've been here before, see what some of the issues were, if there even were any issues. You know, they may have never been here before.
Did the couple live in that home?
That I don't know.
If the suspect was the only one in the house, can you say at this point, the woman who came to the police to report the domestic incident, can you say at this point how she was doing or where she is?
I don't have any information.
Yeah, at this point, and this speaks again to the community as far as are they in any danger at this point? There's still a lot of loose ends here, and we're not going to take anything for granted. So I'm not going to release anything to do with the victim or location or anything at that point until we have a conclusion here with an identification. We still have some precautions in place. We hope to be out of this area sometime late today, and I think that'll send a strong indication of where we are with the investigation. But as of right now, we're not going to comment anything about the victim.
Did you have?
Things like that coming in the area, you said you're going to hear throughout the end of the day. Are buses being rerouted? I know
Yes, buses are aware. The school system and the bus system, they're aware of any detours that may be in place.
So are they picking kids up at a different location?
No, that's up to them.
Have there been any weapons found in the home?
This is an active investigation. Obviously, a lot of fire damage, so there's going to be a lot of collecting of evidence and sifting through and seeing what we have out there.
Any
All right?
idea what type of device?
So as we go forward, we will get more information out to you as it becomes available to us. And this is all we have right now. It is an active investigation. They still are on scene. They still are trying to put the rest of the fire out. You know, the fire department, of course, did a really good job of getting the fire out, but you're talking about several structures and vehicles and other items that are on this property. So sometimes it takes a little bit of time for those fires, those embers to burn down completely. Okay. And again, as we have more, we will get it out to you. All right?
Identification. Can you say if it was male or female, or do we just not know at this point?
When we have an identity, we'll let you know.
So that whole
all right?
shelter in place, so that no longer stands in effect. Is that safe to say?
At this point in time, the affected residents, they are free to go about their business. We're assisting them with coming in and out of the crime scene as far as the traffic that is impacted. But at this point in time, there's no need for them to shelter in place.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So as we have more, we will get it out to you. All right.